It's time. It's time. I thought about doing some fun it's time stuff, but it's going to really be stupid, or more stupid than funny. Anyhow, it's time to start talking about scribing. I am no expert at scribing panel lines. I've done it on 3 or 4 models. Thunder wants to be in all my videos today. This is his 3rd time to crawl up here while I'm trying to make a video. Mr. Thunderpaws, we need to have a little kitty cat talk here. Come here. I'm doing some work and I can't have you up here. So put you down. You're getting big. You're getting too big for that. Anyhow, got the roadblock out of the way. I want to talk about scribing panel lines. Okay? I have a set of dental picks here. What I've got is 4 different tools for scribing panel lines out. Okay? I have a sheet of styrene, just a plain old sheet of styrene. It's stock styrene, it's not on a model. I know scribing panel lines will be slightly different on a model, but I'm trying to evaluate the different scribing tools. So I'm using this as a control. Okay? One way to evaluate different techniques is to do the same technique, do the different techniques on the same surface, so you can see how the differences are. Okay? So getting into this, what I'm going to do is take some Dymo tape, and I know some of you have asked me about this stuff before. It's at office supply stores. It's for those Dymo lettering machines, D-Y-M-O. I use this with my scribing. You know, you can use a tool like this for scribing. You can use a tool like this for scribing. The problem is, what do you do when you're trying to scribe a line on a curved surface? Like this. You know, if I wanted to describe those lines right there on the surface, I can't do that with a ruler. So what I'm going to use is some Dymo tape, because it will adhere to the surface, and then I can score along it. It provides a nice, solid, rigid line to score with. Okay? By the way, the reason I'm talking about scoring, I've got my panel lines marked out on the vertical stabilizers for the A-wing. I'm going to score those in a little bit. Now, let's start with this thing. I went to my local hobby shop. I wanted a Tamiya scribe tool. And they said, no, you don't need that. Get this one. It's $1 cheaper. Well, for the life of me, I can't get the blades to go in and out of this thing. Junk. I'm not even going to bother with that. That was wasted money. Okay? So I went from 4 different scribe tools to 3. I have a Tamiya scribe tool. I have my favorite dental pick. And this was suggested to me on the forum at Scale Model Addict. Good old X-Acto knife. I'm going to take and break the tip off that knife. You can't use the tip because that will just cut. So I am getting a flat-nosed head of pliers right here. I'm going to grab the tip of that thing with them. I'm just breaking it off. You guys heard it break? Let you see what I have done. Get some background so she'll focus. Just took the tip of that blade right off. Okay? So now I got something to scribe with. And I'm going to evaluate the 3 different scribe tools. I'm looking for something with a nice consistent line that looks like a panel line. You know, not some groove that's wandering around on me. So let me take some Dymo tape and cut it with my X-Acto blade. This stuff always gives me trouble peeling the backing off of it. Some people have given me suggestions in the past. I don't remember them. I've got a really good memory, and for some reason I don't remember those. I always just try on the corners until I get a corner to peel up. So let me pause, and I'll be back once I get this peeled. Got my Dymo tape peeled. I'm going to put it down on the plastic. You guys can see that. Let's get the camera lowered on the plastic so you guys can see what I'm doing. Let's zoom in on it. Let's move that. Let's just move the let's move the camera. Plastic will not be in a comfortable spot. There we go. I'm going to start with my standby, my favorite. I'm going to start with the dental pick. This is the one I've done all my scribing with so far in my life. We're just going to start with the dental pick. Now, one of the keys to scribing is to start very light pressure at the beginning. You want to get that line established. So I'm fairly even pushing on the dental pick as I run along the Dymo tape. Let me move my finger so you guys can see that a little better. Okay? And as that groove gets established, I start... And see? There's a problem. It strayed off the Dymo tape. No worries. You can fix strays like that pretty simply. Okay? My problem is, since that strayed, it wants to follow the stray mark. So what I would usually do at that point is stop and start over. Okay? I'm going to lift the Dymo tape from that. Alright, got the Dymo tape lifted. And we're going to move the Dymo tape down. We're going to do it again, simply because of that stray. I'm also going to take a pencil and mark it. I'm going to put DP1 right there, dental pick 1. What I'm going to do when I'm done with this is I'm going to hit it with an oil wash so I can highlight the score marks and how they work. You can remove messed up score marks like that with light sandpaper. Sometimes works. If that doesn't, you just hit it with a little bit of putty. You'll get rid of it. That's what I usually do. So starting over, doing some light scoring here. You can see some plastic starting to pull up. That's okay, because I'm starting to get heavier and heavier with it since I've started to establish my line. Okay, this is a lot easier on a flat surface than it is a curved surface. Curved surface, I'm a little bit more careful than I am here. Okay, but you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, that's enough runs with the dental pick. We're going to label that one real quick. We're going to label that one dental pick 2. Because we got a nice score. Let's use the X-Acto knife. I'm going to use the back of the knife, not the blade. At first. Running it along there. Be careful. Ooh. Yeah, that is not doing what I would like it to do. It's going off target. It's possible that I have damaged the Dymo tape. One of the reasons I like to use Dymo tape is I can get 2 or 3 passes with the Dymo tape. What I mean is I can use it 4 or 5 times to score panel lines with before I have to get a new piece. It's got a good stickiness to it. Okay, you guys can see what I'm doing there. Using the back of the blade, not the front, and just scoring it along. That to me feels better than the dental pick does. So we're going to move that. We're going to label that X1, and we're going to put back beside it, because I'm using the back of the blade. What I'm going to do now is the front of the blade. I know, I'm asking for trouble by doing this, because all it's doing is cutting the Dymo tape up. Yeah, see, it cuts into the Dymo tape, it cuts into everything. I'm going to stop there. Front of the blade, no good. Now I'm turning the Dymo tape around. That way when I use the Tamiya scorer, I've got a nice straight edge. This is X2 front. Okay? Now, the Tamiya scorer. Loosen the knob, extend the blade, close it. It comes with a couple of different blades. Ooh, this feels weird. This feels like I'm going to have problems. Starting really light. I've never used one of these before, everyone, so this is going to take some getting used to. Okay? But right now it feels much better than the others. I like how it's grooving the plastic. It's like it's carving it out. The X-Acto knife blade backwards was doing a good job too. Now I'm going to do this again because I slipped with that. Alright, it looks like I might have to get a new piece of Dymo tape too. We'll try using this piece again. Alright, let me label this T1. Alright, we're trying it again. We're going to try another round with the Tamiya score tool. Real light pass the first time. And I'm not really putting as much pressure with the Tamiya score tool as I was the other two. I can tell you guys that. Because again, this feels like it is carving the plastic. The dental pick was gouging the plastic. I can tell that. This feels like it's carving it. You can see I'm getting all these nice little spirals of plastic off there too. I am so off camera. Sorry guys. Wonder how long that's been going. But you can see it right now. It's giving me nice little spirals of plastic. This one might end up being my favorite. Alright. So there's T2. What I'm going to do now is stop the camera for a little bit. I'm going to go get some black oil paint and some thinner and thin it down a little bit and fill it in the grooves, and let's see what happened and see what they look like. So I'll be back in a second so we can grade these.